this video, we are going to explore the concept of narcissism, abusive relationships, and other aspects of challenging and toxic connections. My intention for this content is to assist you in learning, coping, healing, and enhancing your understanding of these relationships. Today, we will delve into a specific form of gaslighting that might have gone unnoticed, despite many of you having likely experienced it. Welcome to Think Consulting, where we believe that innovation and strategy are the keys to success in today's fast-paced business world. We are a team of experts who believe that the power of thinking can transform the way you do business and provide you with creative strategies to take your business to the next level. Let's begin by revisiting the concept of gaslighting in case some of you are new here. Gaslighting involves denying another person's reality, whether it be events, behaviors, or words. It can also entail invalidating and dismissing someone's emotions, such as telling them that they have no right to feel a certain way or accusing them of being overly sensitive. By now, most of you are familiar with gaslighting since I've extensively discussed it previously. However, this particular form of gaslighting that I want to talk about today has been increasingly observed, and I regret not addressing that in detail earlier. Many of you have likely encountered this type of gaslighting or narcissism, which significantly contributes to people becoming trapped in narcissistic and gaslighting relationships. Let's illustrate this through a story. You are probably familiar with this scenario. Behind closed doors in a narcissistic relationship, there is always invalidation, devaluation, manipulation, lying, criticism, and hidden anger. But when you are with the narcissistic individual in the presence of others, whether it be friends, family, or at social events, suddenly they transform into the most charming, gracious person you have ever encountered. They tend to remember people's names at those times, extend courtesies like pulling out chairs, assisting elderly relatives down the stairs or to the car, cover the bill, and offer compliments. It feels as though you've entered into a different reality, like stepping into the looking glass in the Matrix. You look at this narcissistic person and think, wait, they're actually great. I completely forgot. No, I genuinely like them. Wow, they're wonderful. You question yourself, believing that you may have been wrong all along. You conclude that you have been sabotaging the relationship with your high standards, and you feel fortunate to have such a partner, spouse, parent, uncle, aunt, boss, etc. To reinforce this belief, your friends and family also express to you how lucky you are, admiring the narcissistic person's manners, behaviors, and kindness. But that behavior changes on the ride home, right after the people are gone. And the same person who displayed charm and kindness, assisted others, or showed generosity in public has a different face. Instead, you are faced with someone who seems indifferent, lacks empathy, is contemptuous, or is always preoccupied. The warmth and charm disappear, leaving you genuinely confused, thinking what was real. This constant oscillation between pleasant experiences and hurtful behaviors, the whiplash effect, characterizes the architecture of a narcissistic relationship. These relationships always entail 3 steps forward, but 4 steps back. But due to cognitive dissonance, you tend to focus on the 3 steps forward while disregarding the 4 steps back, gradually falling 1 step behind at a time. Consequently, it becomes easier to blame yourself than the relationship. The grandiose displays of generosity and kindness performed in front of others, particularly individuals who hold even a little significance in your life, can be seen as the ultimate gaslighting technique. This is because everyone becomes complicit in the illusion. People witness the generous, helpful, solicitous, and charming persona of the narcissist. Given that most individuals lack an understanding of narcissism and gaslighting, they tend to believe that you might be the problem since you're complaining. Furthermore, those who experience narcissistic abuse often suffer from anxiety, sadness, self-doubt, which further perpetuates the perception that they might be at fault. Outsiders may view the person enduring narcissistic abuse as the problem sometimes, while perceiving the sunny narcissist as a saint for tolerating their complaints about the relationship. This is also a form of gaslighting. The narcissistic individual, driven by their need for their narcissistic supply, is far from naive. They understand the importance of putting on a show to acquire that supply. However, narcissistic individuals are not built for sustained acts of charm. Eventually, the exhaustion takes its toll, and they revert to their discontented and contemptuous selves. This shift can occur as early as the car ride home. Consequently, many perceive the stark contrast between the public facade and their private behavior as a disconnect. However, it is anything but a disconnect. The narcissistic person is simply adhering to their nature, acquiring their supply in public and expelling the tension while regulating their shame by directing it towards you, the person who they perceive as the cause of their shame. The narcissistic personality tends to dismiss and even despise genuine intimacy, closeness, emotional depth, and empathy within relationships they have. They often display contempt towards those who crave such intimacy and closeness, and those relationships might be children or spouses. Narcissists can maintain short-term displays of charm and charisma for those who do not rely on them on the daily, such as extended family members, colleagues, and friends. This dynamic is most pronounced in intimate relationships, but if you have grown up in such an environment, you may understand it all too well. The beloved parents or bosses who showcase charm and warmth in public can be cruel, invalidating, and emotionally abusive in private. In the eyes of others, you were seen as the ungrateful, spoiled child who failed to recognize the greatness of their parents or their spouses or their bosses. Meanwhile, your parents or your spouses or your bosses derive their narcissistic supply from the world and use their children or colleagues as emotional and sometimes physical punching bags to regulate their anger and frustration. Now, growing up in such a confusing and distressing environment is incredibly challenging. The cycle of being charming in public and abusive or mean in private constitutes a profound gaslighting experience, leaving individuals questioning their perception of reality. Over time, these relationships instill anxiety, confusion, feelings of helplessness, and hopelessness in their victims. To those who haven't experienced such relationships firsthand, but might have witnessed a friend or a loved one struggling in a relationship like that, while perceiving the grandiose public persona of the narcissistic individual, it is crucial to recognize this dichotomy as a genuine pattern. If your friend or family member or a coworker approaches you stating that what you see in public doesn't reflect the reality at home, please listen to them. This dual existence, this confusing Jekyll and Hyde dynamic, is the reality for many enduring narcissistic abuse. It's nothing short of gaslighting, which explains why the victims often feel disoriented and emotionally overturned. I hope this clarifies the dynamics at play here. And thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. I hope you learned something new. If you liked it, consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel and check out some of my other videos. I would love to hear your opinions on what you think about how narcissistic people affect your life and lives of people around you, and about the ideas and questions posed in this video. Let me know what you think. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section below. And until the next video, may you be showered with blessings and have an amazing day ahead. Stay tuned for more captivating content coming your way.